chapel, the gymnasium, the kitchen, and the dining room. Now to take you to the home of Lorraine Kratz. Lorraine steps out to the doorway, looks us in the eye, and introduces herself. My name is Lorraine Kratz. I'm a sophomore at Christopher Dock High School. Wouldn't you like to come along to school with me today? Well, Lorraine, I believe we would just be very willing to do that. And it looks as if the coach is interested in traveling along too. At least he's in a pretty playful mood this morning. So Lorraine stops and ruffles him up a bit and then gives him affectionate transportation back to the house. That takes care of the Cocker Spaniel situation. And make a fresh start toward the school day. She rides to school with 3 other students each morning. Up right in, Lorraine, slam the door. Oops, try it again, girl. Your right arm is weak. Now Lorraine is off to school in the Ford of Jim Cullen. The students are now rolling into the school in the morning, and here comes the car in which Lorraine is riding. We hope that all Lorraine's homework is finished and that she's ready for a big day at school today. And look at the reception committee that's waiting for Lorraine. She and 7 other girls have been singing in an octet for some time, and it seems that they've just received a special invitation to sing somewhere. Who for, the mayor? Apparently the girls just couldn't wait to tell it. One of the fascinating aspects of student life everywhere, of course, is the pleasant tribulation of boy-girl relationships. And Christopher Dock is no exception. One of the burning issues on the campus is the question of steady dating. Some of the students be for it and some be against. Here we have Senator Stein and Dave Harley, who are strictly for it. It's chapel time. Mr. Detweiler and Gerald Banner, the senior, are on the platform. Gerald rises to lead in the singing. Number 494, Forth in thy name. Forth in thy name, O Lord, I go, my daily labor to pursue. Thee only thee resolve to know, in all I think or speak or do. The task thy wisdom hath assigned, O let me cheerfully fulfill. In all thy works thy presence find, and prove thy good and perfect will. Amen. Give me to bear thy easy yoke, and every moment watch and pray. The students are very good singers at Christopher Dock. Mr. Detweiler speaks in his quiet, poised manner. He has earned full respect of the students and of his faculty. It is the first period after chapel, and Miss Schreck is holding forth in the sophomore English class. Miss Schreck has been teaching at Christopher Dock since the very beginning of the school. She really knows her English, both grammar and literature. Today the class is dealing with sentence diagram, which is a great subject. And as Miss Schreck goes to the board and puts the material on the board, we see Lorraine watching intently. She better watch because she'll have to go to the board pretty soon herself and diagram a sentence. Will she stand there in pretty confusion when the time comes, or will she demonstrate that she has brain power behind those dark eyes? Look carefully, students. Look carefully. The teacher is at her task. Watch it, Lorraine. You must get up and do your job in a short time now. These are some of Lorraine's classmates. I've seen worse specimens, I believe. Now Miss Schreck has just about finished her demonstration. I must say that the students have given her a respectful hearing. They're often this good. Now the students, or 4 of them at least, Lorraine, along with 3 others, must demonstrate their capacities as sentence diagrammers. I believe she's going right after it. She works beneath the motto, I love thy kingdom, Lord. Now she's back at her seat. Say, fellas, don't stab her with that yellow pencil. Now we go to the history class. Mr. Hess is looking over his history notes just before the beginning of the lecture. Camera pans back over the class. Students are preparing for the class lecture. Mr. Hess is known as an excellent lecturer. What is he putting on the board here? Well, I'm not quite sure. Now it's time for the volleyball game between the freshman and sophomore girls. The sports program at Christopher Dock is a very active one. The program consists of football, basketball, volleyball, and softball. In addition, a track meet is held each May in connection with Spring Day. The athletic setup is intramural with the competition taking place between the class teams and other regular teams. Let's go, sophomores. Das ist your sophomore German class, of which Lorraine is a member. And das ist your Herr Professor, Herr Renner, and he is a real professor too. He knows his German, don't let anybody kid you. One of the students now stands and reads from the board. Actually, there's German on the board, but from where we sit, it takes radar to see it. Now comes the time of the day dearly beloved of all sophomores, juniors, and seniors, to say nothing of freshmen. Noontime, mealtime. And the students start pushing their trays down the line in the cafeteria. The meals are excellent. They are prepared under the supervision of Emma Landis, who can cook for 2 or 220 with equal facility. She is assisted by a staff of 3 and by a number of student helpers who fill in at various points during the day. Each meal costs only 30 cents, and you may be sure that no one brings a packed lunch. Each student and faculty member buys a 5-day ticket on Monday of each week, and the student cashier girl punches it on each of the 4 days thereafter. June Histon is serving as the ticket cashier girl on this occasion. One of the interesting customs of Christopher Dock is that the teachers are served at the faculty table by student waitresses. Serve, arrange their food individually, one at a time, bow words for prayer, and offer grace for the new meal. Camera pans very quickly over the faculty table. What is so rare as a day in May? Nothing whatsoever to judge from the way students turn out to take noontime strolls on the long campus driveway. Here we have 4 girls out for a stroll. And here are 2 more. Say, this thing's getting to be a habit. And here we have 2 athletes who must be in training for track. Hey, don't run those girls down, fellas. Yes, here comes Sarah and Dave, strolling along, moving off to the left of the camera. And here is Lorraine and her boyfriend, Larry. You made a real point there, Lorraine. I wonder just what it was. This thing is really contagious. Everybody seems to be out for a stroll today. 2 of the senior girls come past. And look at them going. Rambling along, ambling along through the beautiful May weather. Come on, fellas. You were running faster than that before. That's the way to do it. Now, we're in a broad jump contest that way. This is a meeting of the student cabinet. This is a meeting in the library. Dave Harley is the president, and by a happy coincidence that the students joyously helped arrange at the time of the last Student Association election, Sarah is a secretary, and a quite efficient secretary she is. Lorraine also serves as a member of this cabinet. There she's speaking now. The subject that is up for discussion at this cabinet meeting, I believe, is the placing of a bronze memorial plaque on the famous old Christopher Dock oak tree, the veteran of the centuries. The discussion certainly seems to be spirited. One almost wonders if the cameraman didn't accidentally set his camera at too many frames per second through here. Student Association Cabinet fills a large part in helping the various student organizations to function smoothly as a part of the total school setup. Could you imagine a more charming setting for an informal campus get-together? These sophomore and freshman boys and girls just accidentally, or was it accidentally, met on the front porch of the administration building. It's hard to tell what they're talking about, but it certainly looks interesting. Wish somebody had turned on a tape recorder so we could tune in. Seems to be a lot of humor in the atmosphere somewhere. Charles Clemmer puts a final touch on his sophomore drawing for the annual Spring Day competition. And this is the painting in the next scene that was prepared by a junior. And here is Geraldine Clemmer, a freshman girl, working at the drawing which she prepared on behalf of the freshman class for the Spring Day contest. This is the freshman-sophomore chorus, of which Lorraine is a member, moving up onto the risers in the chapel for its regular practice. It is in the freshman-sophomore chorus that the future touring chorus members receive their first musical training from Christopher Dodd. Lorraine's second period after lunch is a study period. She and her school chum, Jeanette Nice, saunter into the library, get ready for a real skull session with all those books. And while Lorraine is thus occupied with her studies, let us look in on two of the junior and senior classes. In the typing room, a number of the juniors and seniors are taking a speed test. Pound those typewriter keys, folks. I'll wager that none of you will soon overtake your teacher with your typing speed of 80 words per minute. One of the students sat at their stand, working toward the back of the